And once I started, utilizing the tools that you guys teach us, it was a world of difference.
Awesome. So, now, did you have any previous trading experience, especially with swing trading, or?
None whatsoever. I never even knew anything about that whole world.
Right. And what have you been able to achieve by learning this skill right now?
Learned how to do the charting, how to forecast, just watching the charts and, trying to predict which way they're going to go off of the tools that we've learned and stuff like that. So
pretty much built a skill from scratch, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Now, what was the number one thing that made Swing Trading Academy or this entire group in general, because I think you joined Crypto Freedom, what was the number one thing that stood out with this program than all the other programs that are out there?
The interview over the phone before I was able to join I was extremely leery at first. I've seen so many scams out there that I was extremely leery to pay that kind of money, which I would recommend it to anybody at this point now that I've been through the program and I've seen everything you guys have to offer, how active you are with the students. It's not just here's a couple of videos, go ahead and watch them. You guys are actually there for us and answer our questions, which is huge. So, I'm very grateful for it, that's for sure.
Awesome. Now, what was an obstacle that almost stopped you from booking a call or getting on that call in the first place?
Just the fact that I'd seen so many scams and I was more worried about getting ripped off than anything. Again, I had no knowledge of anything other than what Coinbase had going on, which was, I think, 4 coins at the time. And
yeah.
I literally knew nothing at all. So I was just nervous about that and definitely glad I did. So
awesome.
One of the best investments I've ever made. So
yeah, awesome, man. Great to hear. Now, having said that, what's the main reason that you would recommend the Swing Trading Academy to someone? What portion of it stands out to you the most?
Like I said, just the fact that you guys are there to answer our questions. You go through everything with the fine-tooth comb pretty much, and you start from the beginning to the end. Like I said, when I joined, I didn't even know how to set up a wallet. I didn't know Binance even existed. None of that. All that I learned strictly from you guys. So, you can have zero knowledge and learn everything you need to know by the time you're done with the course, if you're willing to put the work in.
Right, absolutely, right. Now, having said that, those were all the questions I had, but I still kind of want to talk to you more because you're very active inside the community, and talking about the community more, I think that's something that we stand out, because just like you said, it's not just a couple videos where you just watch, but you actually get even almost a one-on-one time with us, especially over the Telegram group chat and stuff like that. Do you think that has helped you a lot, especially in this process?
Absolutely. There's a big handful of people that are always willing to chime in and help people, and especially the new people coming in. Everybody's just it's almost like a little family that everybody just kind of clicks together, and it's a great experience. I really enjoy, I know during the day at work I'm trying to hop on and check and stuff like that. And, yeah. But I kind of live for this stuff, so it's pretty cool having a bunch of people that I've never even met in my life. Probably, won't meet most of them, but we have a good little community going that everybody's there for each other.
How was it before joining the Swing Trading Academy, or before joining this coaching program? Were you always looking for ways to make additional income, or was it just something that popped up?
So as far as crypto goes, I was completely new, total beginner. I didn't know a thing. and that goes for trading, that goes for stocks. Like I'd never thought about trading in my life, actually. I've been, having my little babies. Wasn't really looking to do anything other than actually just taking care of my babies. But my husband, he's very motivating, and his friend was telling him how he was making money with crypto and wanted me to look into that. And I don't know, there was maybe a few months where I was trying to look up some videos on YouTube, and I didn't know how to get started. Like, the videos were a little helpful, but I was not sure how to get started. So once I joined Genius Wealth Member, your section of it with the Crypto Freedom, I was able to figure out how to get started. And then with Swing Trade Academy, like, get trading.
There's usually a really brutal learning curve with trading. Do you find that getting a coach actually helped you with that learning curve?
Absolutely. Like, I could not have done this on my own. I mean, I could imagine if I was going to be trying to do this on my own, it would have taken years and years and a whole bunch of failure, and I probably would have been way discouraged before I ever got successful.
Right.
Especially with crypto, I was very skeptical about, doing it in a way that's secure and not getting hacked. So, learning about which sites to use, which wallets to use, that definitely helped me feeling comfortable with this process.
Awesome. Now, what was an obstacle that almost stopped you from, booking a call or joining or enrolling into the program?
I kind of want to say nothing, but I guess I would say money. But I know what I'm capable of doing. I know how driven I am. So I know when I put myself to something, I'm really going to give it my all. So I was looking at this as an investment in myself. So I wasn't looking at it as an investment in somebody else or something else. It was really an investment in myself to know that I need to apply myself and use my potential. Finances almost held me back from doing it, but I knew I just had to, convince my family, like, putting up this cost up front is going to pay for itself, which it has.
It's great to hear. I love your drive and motivation, especially with so much things that you've got going on, right? It's incredible.
Yeah, and I will add to that, with the 2 babies, I was definitely not sure how I was going to do it, but I just knew that with every free moment I have, I was going to be very dedicated to putting it towards learning and applying the knowledge. So my friends pretty much haven't seen too much of me in quite a few months now, because the last 4 months I've been very, very dedicated to this. So, especially the first 2 months, it was all just learning it. I wasn't doing any trading or investing. I was just learning the information. I was taking notes. I have like a 3-ring binder this thick, right, with, pictures, flashcards, watching every single video in Genius Wealth Academy, every section, the whole, multiple times, and taking lots of notes, just taking it all in. And then, and then I start apply the knowledge, and do it.
So do you think that the coaching part of it, like the weekly calls and the Telegram group chat, has significantly accelerated you learning this?
Yeah, definitely. The Genius Wealth Members area, definitely significant. All of that. Now I can have a very intelligent conversation with people about crypto. I feel like I understand so much. I'm sure there's some I don't understand still. I still consider myself a beginner, even though I'm starting to see profit and feel like I really understand it way better. I definitely feel like a beginner still. Definitely. I feel like the the course just on my own, like I said, I don't know if I could have even done this all on my own. It definitely would have taken years. I feel like I would have been discouraged before I ever succeeded. So having the coaching obviously give me the knowledge, and then also support too for when I have questions.
So with like this new skill set that you learned, what have you been able to achieve with it so far?
So let's see. So, I mean, financially, I think you're speaking.
Well, just, I mean, anything, right? Because this is a skill that you learn pretty much. You learn about cryptocurrency, which is not an easy topic, but on top of that, you learn swing trading, which, again, that's even a more difficult topic. So with this, are you able to chart? Are you able to, like, see where charts are headed now, see forecasting, stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. I chart every single day now. Like, I actually feel like I live and breathe this stuff now. It's become second nature to me. And that's really cool because I never thought I just thought this would have taken a lot longer to get there. Like, because it's a year-long subscription. I thought, geez, I might need a second year-long subscription. And I mean, sure enough, in just a few months, like I'm doing really good. So yeah, I chart every day, and I chart on all the different time frames, and I'll chart with different base pairs, so against the BTC or against the USDT, or against Ethereum too, I chart all the time, and awesome. I also do the coin research to find small coins coming up to invest in. On different exchanges too.
And do you think that learning about cryptocurrency actually helps you a lot when it goes to swing trading as well?
Yeah. I feel like I have the best of both worlds. Your knowledge and Rohit's knowledge, combined with my how my brain works. I feel like because Rohit has said in his live calls sometimes that we ask him maybe a question about a coin, and he will admittedly say that's not his area of expertise, and like vice versa. I think I asked you a trading question one time before I realized that Rohit is really the trader, and you're like, yeah, I'm the crypto expert, and Rohit is the trading expert. So I feel like that a little bit of an expert in both or a little bit of a in both, but I have the knowledge base from both points of view, with the crypto expertise and finding a good coin, and then with the trading and finding a good pair to trade and a good chart, and awesome. And I really like the psychology part that he teaches too, waiting and patience. It's so much of a waiting game.
It's a mental game, right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, what's like one of the main reasons that you would recommend the Swing Trading Academy to people? What would be the number one thing that kind of stands out?
Yeah, I definitely think it is so good for a beginner to get started if they want to invest or trade crypto. As like I said, I was a beginner, and I just don't know how I would have done this without the academy. I remember my husband was getting a little, like, come on, my friend is making money. You need to do this. I'm like, but I don't know how. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know any of this. And, now he was visiting his friend not too long ago, and we had it was a video chat like this, and we were having a conversation, and he's asking me about my trades and the exchanges that I use, and I'm asking him about the same questions and coins that he's interested in, and he's asking me about coins I'm interested in. So we were able to have a great conversation. All the while, my husband and his wife were totally lost and had no clue what we were saying.
That's awesome. That's actually
So
great
I
to
think,
see.
yeah, I think it's a great way to take somebody who wants to learn, who is a beginner, and accelerate their learning process to the point where they're becoming successful investors and traders in the crypto world, which, you know, could also probably apply to stocks and Forex too.
Now, I know you've been a part of, you know, the program for a while now. What was it like before you joined the Swing Trading Academy?
Before I joined the Swing Trading Academy, I was pretty much just lost and guessing where the market was going, and kind of googling what Forbes was saying, and kind of going off things like that, which didn't really work out too well for me. Kind of lost quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. So what was a big obstacle that almost stopped you from booking a call or enrolling into the program?
Probably funds, and a lot of times my work also gets in the way. Mm-hmm. I do 12 to 14 hours a day, and we work 10 days on, 4 days off, so I try and fit everything in between that and sleep.
Right. And would you say that you're able to pull this off successfully even with your hectic work period?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Within a couple of months, I was reading charts pretty well, and I was able to answer some of the other members' questions.
Awesome.
And it was pretty easy. The program was excellent. I recommend it to anybody. And yeah, as soon as we get going, I definitely will be.
Awesome, man. Now, what was the number one thing that made the Swing Trading Academy or this coaching program stand out compared to all the other programs that are out there right now?
Definitely the hands-on weekly calls and the Telegram group. Mm-hmm. Big help.
Right, like the community, right?
Definitely. Awesome. Definitely a friendly community in there.
Yeah, 100%. And you're one of those guys who are making it great, so I appreciate that. Now, with what we've been talking about and with the skills that you've learned, what have you been able to achieve with learning this skill, right? Like you mentioned that you're able to read charts now. Do you have a better understanding of where the markets are going and stuff like that, or what kind of things have you learned?
I do. I'm still doing my back testing on some of my trades, but I've had some really great outcomes. I've had 65% profit, 35, 72, 18, 13.
Wow.
They're all over. My strike rate's getting closer to 80%. I'm sitting right around the 76, so I'm getting a lot better.
What's the main reason that you would recommend the coaching program or Swing Trading Academy to someone?
Oh, all the hands-on help definitely helps. I mean, it's invaluable.
All right.
It really
yeah,
is.
Definitely. And having said that, like, what were your expectations coming in, and what were your expectations, and what do you think now? Did it surpass your expectations, or was it right at it?
It's exceeded my expectations by far, definitely. I didn't expect to learn so much so fast. I didn't think it was going to be, that easy. I thought it was going to be extremely technical, and the way you guys explain things and go through everything, it makes it very easy to understand.
So what was it like before you joined the Swing Trading Academy?
Okay, well, I was basically doing nothing. A little bit about myself, I guess. I retired as soon as I could, which was in 2008, which I guess we all know now, 2008, 2009, the big recession, the banking crisis. So I found, making a short story of it, that I was drawing down from my pension pot. And when it was revalued 5 years later, boy, I had very little left. So I had to go back to work. My
without giving you a real hard story here, my pension payment was cut by 66%, not to 66%, but by 66%.
Wow.
And man, I had to come back to work. I'd gone off and I bought a boat and I was sailing around the world, and a couple of things had gone wrong, but that's another long story. But at the end of it, I really had to go back to work. I was too old to get back into aviation, which is, I was a professional pilot for 37 years. So I wound up driving a bus, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. But it doesn't pay a hell of a lot. So, I started to see you appearing on YouTube feeds as an advert. And I thought, this is one of these things that you see, but then eventually I did a little bit of research, and I thought, okay, I'm going to listen to what you've got to say and just see what I think.
Right.
And listen to you. And I thought, okay, well, there could well be something in this. But you see a lot of people up there saying, hey, you can earn a lot of money and you can do this and you can do that. Yeah. So I guess I did some due diligence. And then started talking to you. And, I was quite impressed by what I was hearing. So I thought, well, you know what? Let's try it.
So what made the Swing Training Academy stand out from all these other programs that promise that you're going to make like X amount or whatever? You know what I mean? What made Swing Training Academy stand out to you?
The main thing was it wasn't instant success. You're not promising, you sign up with me and by the end of next week, you're going to be making $500 a day. I think it was realistic. That's how it struck me. And there wasn't, let's be honest, there was an element of of salesmanship in there, which you got to expect. Right. But it wasn't a hard sell. And I thought, no, okay, you know what? I believe these guys. Now, you're all a lot younger than me, I guess, the guys that I've spoken to. All right, so people of my age, we're naturally suspicious.
Of course.
And we think, what do these guys know that I don't know? And it just kind of struck me that you knew what you were talking about and you weren't promising the earth. You weren't promising anything that sounded really crazy. And whatever you said, you had some figures to back it up. When I looked at, okay, I'm going to get A, the course, and B, personal coaching, or, let's say group coaching, but a coaching call every week for a year, mentoring, virtually one-on-one mentoring. Yeah. And I thought, you know what? It doesn't sound a hell of a lot of money for that. And so I decided to go ahead. And I've not regretted it in the slightest. And although it's a group coaching call, Rohit, as you know, is my coach. But if I email him or if I message him, I get a reply. Right. And I'll get a personal reply. So it's as near as damn it one-on-one coaching.
Right, 100%. Especially the group chat alone, there's a lot of activity in there, and everyone's sharing screenshots and stuff like that. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So what was the number one factor that made Swing Training Academy stand out from all the other programs that are out there? Because you said that to be honest, there's a lot of programs out there that are claiming a lot of big things. What made Swing Training Academy stand out?
I think the basic is the pure simplicity of it, because, Rohit, he keeps, I like how he says, all right, we're going to keep a nice, clean chart, he said, we're going to work with a nice, clean chart. He lays out in his video the main patterns of the head and shoulder, the double top, descending and ascending channels. And so he's like, any good recommendation, you should maybe make a note. Or I pasted all these things on my computer about all the different patterns. So the simplicity, like pattern recognition, price action, connect the trend lines, and because a lot of other programs, they just bombard you with a lot of indicators and stuff like that. He doesn't really. I like that you guys don't focus on indicators rather than just keep it, focus on that. So I think in this business, if you keep it simple